In Antwerp, where I come from, which is a design capital in Belgium, I started my career by owning decor and flower shop in collaboration with the very talented ceramist, Flemish ceramist called Roos van de Velde. This ignited my passion for creativity and design. My plants used to originate from South Africa and South America. I had a very exclusive clientele which was very happy to buy pieces that weren't easy to find elsewhere. And I used to buy fresh flowers every week. I went to do a few courses as well before becoming a florist. And I was very happy to be the owner of Green Philosophy at the age of 19. I have lived in many countries. I have lived in Belgium, I've lived in South Africa, I lived in Brazil, I'm living in Portugal right now, in Lisbon, and I've lived in other countries as well. Every time you start your life in a new country, it's got different challenges. It's just like starting a new interior design project. Every project has its own difficulties and you kind of need to reinvent yourself. You try and make a tailored environment that it works for your clients by putting in also some of your personal touches. All this has led to enriching my eye for detail and has led to having my own style. So things that I really like in interior design is playing with textures. For example, adding like a scatter pillow that's got a lot of thick knots, for example, a carpet with a different texture or a different fabric, something with a print. Stripes can be cool. Light is also a very important element because it gives you warmth in a place where you are going to spend a lot of time. So think about these elements and play with them and make sure that your home feels like yours. Color isn't for everyone, but a touch of color here and there, an armchair in a different color than the rest of the interior can be very nice. It's also nice to have everything in one color palette with a few different tones. So having had the pleasure to travel around the world, which is one of my passions, and living in different countries, you get inspired by the things you are surrounded by. My career is actually very visual, so everything that I encounter for me is something that stimulates and inspires me tremendously because it adds to my professional palette. A successful interior design project is when you deliver your client's vision and exceed their expectations. Every client is unique. I try and focus on what the person is like. Then once you get to know them, you can also ask them what their passions are, what their hobbies are, what they love doing in their own home. And from all the things that they are telling you, you can start and imagining what their home should look like. You can work with that on a much deeper basis and deliver them a house where they feel comfortable and they're happy to live. It doesn't always have to just be beautiful and just be functional. It's gotta be made for them. I truly like when a child actually collaborates with me to create their room. Also, a children's room doesn't only have to be something aside from the rest of the design. It can be incorporated, there can be things that are connected with the rest of the spaces. And the children love to be part of this concept and to be part of this challenge. So yes, children's rooms are also one of my big passions. One of the most important things to me as a designer is to make a client very happy. I have had amazing journeys with some of my clients. Some of them have even become close friends. It's interesting how you meet people and You get to know them through a space that will later become their home, their second home. When you see them after the project is done and they are so happy, some are teary, some are giggly, some are just joyful to be there. It's beautiful. It makes you feel like you have achieved something very important in their life and in your own.